Hello everybody, I'm KRX and welcome back to another timeline and final thoughts, this time as Lithuania. Now it's funny, if we look at the last few campaigns we've done on the Twitch channel, it's I've been trying to do some easier campaigns just for my own sanity because we had a couple rough ones. Sweden was supposed to be an easy campaign, ended up being incredibly difficult relative to how easy it should have been. Like the contrast, right? What do I expect compared to what actually happened? Even Tunis wasn't particularly, a walk in the park, but it wasn't too bad. Then we did Ardabil, which I was not looking forward to. Ended up being the easiest of the last 4 campaigns I think we did. Forming Persia's Ardabil and taking over all of this was pretty smooth until the Ottomans started beating us, just absolutely annihilating us at every chance that they could. Right now we're playing as Lithuania. So Lithuania, I would say, is a relatively easier nation, but there is some stability issues, right? We're mostly Orthodox, however we started as a Catholic. It took me 3 tries to get a start that I think was not a complete failure. Most of the time it was because I wanted to do Catholic. I started as Catholic. Muscovy would just attack into us with a vassal swarm and just annihilate us. Obviously I didn't want to ally Poland because if you rival Poland, you get claims up here for free. And it's sort of, eventually you need to attack into Poland. Like, if you follow the mission chain that Lithuania has, you want to be rivaled with Poland. But then it was very difficult to get alliances with anyone else that actually mattered. And I don't know, I could have played it better. I definitely could have played it better. But ultimately, third time charm, ended up going Orthodox for this one. And it was quite a bit easier because for the most part, we just had to work on converting the little bit here. Plus, Orthodox is just a really powerful religion. Like, holy cow. Really, really strong religion. We ended up taking some land from up here. It was kind of racing. So we're Orthodox, right? So we can ally Muscovy. We can actually ally Muscovy. So I'm taking this land up here. I'm kind of racing for this first. And we are also, taking advantage of the Teutonic Order here. Poland probably attacked them. Yeah, Poland attacked them, and we just sort of took advantage of the situation and attacked to get what we could and to prevent them from taking more than they did. But again, we were kind of racing up here for this stuff, which is kind of limited. It's sort of time pressure, right? Muscovy's hungering for that stuff. We ended up rivaling Poland so we could get this achievement done so that we could, or the mission, right? So we could get the claims up here. The problem was Denmark swooped in super fast, got this province from us. That is going to tie us up because we vassalized Riga is what we did. We ended up, I don't really remember if it was an aggressive expansion thing or like a war score thing or what, but for some reason we needed to separate peace out and vassalize Riga. It was the right call at the time. It was kind of annoying, but it was fine. We did it. We didn't get this until like 30 years later, which is a bummer because this right here actually ties into getting the CB against Poland. But guess what? Here's the thing. We get this in 84, right? We get this finished so that we can actually like go to war with Poland and just beat them once and take all of their, have them under a PU and basically form the Uncommonwealth, which is the goal of the campaign, right? Is to form the Commonwealth as Lithuania and get the achievement. Well, Poland at this point doesn't really look like much. But we attack literally right before they took over Mazovia, right? This was Poland. This was the Poland that was left for us to attack in PU. So Poland is under a PU. As soon as we got this done, as soon as we got that province, we pretty much instantly attacked into Poland because they've been just getting annihilated. They had no allies. And for whatever reason, Ottomans don't seem to be interested in attacking Hungary. In fact, Ottomans don't really seem to be interested in doing anything this game. And we'll even notice that Trebizond is going to have a great game. So we are PU'd with Poland. Luckily enough, we have time before we can get Administrative Tech 10. So there's really no rush. And we're going to essentially retake most of the land that they have cores on. So we're going to just, over the time, while we're waiting to get to Admin Tech 10 so that we can actually form the Commonwealth, we're using the Reconquest Wars to get all this stuff back. The problem was Bohemia. We could never attack Bohemia because they were part of the empire, right? And I didn't want to fight Austria, and and all of Austria's allies, and just the whole mess that would have been, because I was actually allied to Austria eventually by this point in the game. Austria and Brandenburg. I think we ended up attacking Bohemia indirectly via Mazovia, actually, and just kind of forcing them to return stuff to Poland, even though it wasn't at a discount. It was a full cost. Might have even been full aggressive expansion. That's why we didn't even take all of it, which is kind of sad. But Muscovy's our ally. We ended up, once we finally got more states, one of the most annoying things about Lithuania is you have no available states at the beginning of the game. And there's a huge amount of nobility control. You're literally on the verge of having a noble disaster fire. And you're constantly, like literally for the full 100 years of this campaign, I'm constantly trying to pull back the nobility's land, because they control like 80% of your entire country at the beginning of the game. So we had no states to make this a state in order to give this to the Cossacks, which would have given us free claims on Crimea, which we did eventually do, but it was too late, and Muscovy had taken some of this, and we never got that done, but that's fine. The other mission we would have had to do is to actually PU Muscovy, right? Is to PU Muscovy. That's one of the secondary thing that you can do is Lithuania. Now that we're Poland, I don't believe we have a mission to PU Muscovy anymore. No, it gives you a whole new mission tree here, as the Commonwealth, I mean, sorry. To, go deeper into the HRE and basically to go down into here, into Greece, and to finish, Crimea and stuff like that. So, but there's nothing for, it's not that there's nothing for conquering this way, there's nothing for PUing Muscovy. So I ended up kind of making the call that, hey, let's get the achievement, let's call that a successful campaign. So we hit Admin Tech 10, we hit the button, formed the Commonwealth, got the achievement, never ended up going to war with Muscovy. We're sort of actually like gearing ourselves to do that. We were kind of preparing for that. Technically, the Ottomans are actually more powerful than us in terms of the great powers of the world. We look at our military here, though. Ottomans ahead of us. We're basically neck and neck with Muscovy, but in typical Muscovite fashion, no artillery. Probably paper-thin troops. That was the one thing that was kind of nice about this campaign, is everybody that we fought, Hungary, Bohemia, these aren't nations that are known for having really, really strong troops. So for the most part, and the fact that they beat up Poland made it pretty easy for us to attack Poland. We had the ally with Muscovy the whole time, so that made things kind of smooth. Just being Orthodox is kind of nuts, and we're working up this patriarchal authority. Which is kind of cool. Some really amazing benefits here if you can get this all the way. Being able to select one of these every 10 to 20 years is just nuts. I mean, some of these things are just incredibly strong. In addition to having, tolerance to the true faith, I'm not complaining, it's not bad. So, really, really kind of a bog standard Orthodox Lithuanian game. It would have been nice to have done it as a Catholic, but between the religious instability and the nobility, right, fighting the nobility, I think now we have them completely wrangled. But it just would have been kind of a nightmare. I don't think we're making too much in trade. We did end up moving to the Baltic. We didn't fully optimize all of this. Like, we should be conquering, we should be fighting into Sweden to like truly secure more of the Baltic here. But I think it was the right play compared to, Kiev at least. Although, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's a little bit closer than it seems, but yeah, a war against Muscovy, a war against Sweden, we'd probably be making some pretty good money. So this was a very bog standard campaign. Let's take a look at the ideas. We ended up, again, this was the third time, right? I just wanted to get it done. So I went for the overpowered defensiveness, just give me that 15% morale and that army tradition. And then we ended up going religious because, again, I just didn't want to mess with anything. I just wanted it to be nice and easy. Days Volt actually helped us a little bit, I want to say. Going quantity or quality. So I don't think there's any ideas for the Commonwealth specifically. So it didn't ask us if we wanted new ideas. It just kept us with the Lithuanian ones, which are okay. They're probably not as good as Poland's, but they're I don't know, they're okay. I think we actually had a few extra cav just because of that 20% extra cavalry combat ability. So you know, we could keep going with this, and I'm sure we could just continually, you know, follow the missions and just beat up these guys, beat up the Ottomans, you know, definitely beat up Muscovy. We could just expand, 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 but what's the point? We got the achievement, right? We successfully formed the Uncommonwealth, and it was really fun. And that, once we actually got on the third attempt, it was a chill campaign. Once we decided to go Orthodox, it was a chill campaign, so it satisfied that. There has been an announcement. There's going to be a new DLC coming out, an immersion pack for Iberia and Northern Africa. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know. I've never played Castile. I have played Portugal before. Portugal is really, really fun. It's fun playing as Portugal and then essentially gobbling up all of Iberia. I love that Portuguese green. It's such a nice color. Castile, however, of course, is, you know, probably is going to have a lot of amazing events, forming Spain, you know, taking over all of Iberia. There's probably going to be a lot of cool stuff. I'm sure there's going to be some interesting, you know, heck, even a Morocco might even be an interesting option. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things that we could do that would be themed around the new immersion pack coming out. So I could see us doing something like that for the YouTube. I could see us definitely will be playing that on the Twitch channel when that comes out. It's going to be what, like sort of mid-December, earlier than that, but early December. So that should be fun. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching this sort of timeline and final thoughts on this very bog standard Commonwealth game as Lithuania. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you guys in the next one.